Summer 1983. Salt Lake City looked peaceful, but a dark shadow was coming. Graham Cunningham, only 13, packed his camping gear with pure excitement. He couldn't stop talking about the adventure awaiting him in just 2 days. That Thursday evening, he never made it home for dinner. The phone rang endlessly as neighbors and friends asked about Graham. "Where is my boy?" his mother whispered, holding back tears. News stations flashed. Another child missing in Salt Lake City. Ode 1980's newspaper front page with bold headline, "Another child missing in Salt Lake." A man named Roger Downs called, offering to help in the search. "I'll do whatever I can," he promised with a calm voice. Detective recognized his name. It had appeared in other cases. Suspicion grew. Was Roger Downs always near missing children? Police asked him to come down for questioning. He agreed. In the interrogation room, Downs shifted nervously under the lights. Detective stared, horrified by his calm detail. Bishop had once been a devout Mormon, a missionary in the Philippines. Cast out from the church, he found himself in Salt Lake City. He was an Eagle Scout, a college graduate, an accountant, but after embezzling money, his life unraveled into darkness. He joined a Big Brother program seeking out young boys. No charges then, but whispers of strange behavior followed him. His obsession grew darker with each passing year. October 14th, 1979, a little boy named Alonzo Daniels was playing outside. Bishop offered him candy, leading him into his apartment. The boy's laughter turned to screams as the door closed behind them. Alonzo cried, and Bishop, in panic, struck him with a hammer. Bishop drowned the boy in a bathtub, fear mixing with desire. Night shot. Car driving alone on desert road under moonlight, trunk slightly ajar, ominous desert landscape. 31. Wide shot of barren Utah desert at dawn, freshly dug grave in the sand, lonely atmosphere, chilling cinematic mood. 32. November 8th, 1980. Another boy caught his attention at a skating rink. His name was Kim Peterson, dreaming of buying new skates. The man offers to buy the boy's old skates, speaking kindly, but shadows hide half of his face, sinister undertone. 35. Exterior of a apartment complex, late afternoon. The boy carrying skates follows the man inside, suspenseful cinematic angle. 36. Dark apartment interior. Boy standing nervously, man closing the door slowly behind him, ominous lighting. 37. The next day, Kim carried his skates to Bishop's apartment. Bishop killed him brutally, then drove once more to Cedar Fort. Kim's body lay buried near Alonzo's, side by side in silence. October 20th, 1981. A grocery store, a gumball machine. Danny Davis was distracted, searching for candy or coins. Bishop appeared, offering sweets. Danny refused, yet moments later, the boy followed him out of the store. Bishop led him into the same apartment of horrors. Abuse, then strangulation, another innocent life taken. Flyers covered the streets, mountains were searched, lakes dredged. Families prayed, detectives begged for answers, but none came. Newspaper front page, 20-0 reward, missing boy Danny Davis. Bishop buried Danny alongside the others in Cedar Fort. June 2020, 1983. A park filled with laughter and birthday songs. 6-year-old Troy Ward celebrated his special day. Boy alone now, looking around for his ride. Park suddenly feels empty and quiet. Troy had been lured away by Arthur Bishop. The child's park fell silent, panic spreading. Abused, then strangled, then drowned in a bathtub. Another innocent life taken. The sounds they made reminded him of the child's last cries. Bishop buried Danny alongside the others in Cedar Fort. People were praying, "God, please bring our children home. Don't let them be lost forever." Flyers once again covered the city walls. Whispers turned into rumors. Who could be behind it? Detectives' suspicions circled back to Bishop, but without evidence, their hands were tied. Detectives showing photograph of Graham Cunningham to a group of officers. The interrogation room was cold, the lights harsh. Sweat formed on his forehead, his voice cracking. Hours dragged on, detectives pressing harder with each question. Silence filled the room. Detectives leaned forward. Finally, the truth began to slip through his lips. "My name, it's not Roger Downs," he whispered. "It's Arthur Gary Bishop." Shockwaves rippled through the investigators. The name tied directly to years of unsolved disappearances. Bishop's calm returned, and he began to confess. He described how he lured children with candy, skates, or kindness. How fear turned to screams, and screams to silence. Detectives stared in disbelief, horrified by his coldness. He told them about Cedar Fort, about the shallow graves. He spoke of Big Cottonwood Creek, where another child lay hidden. One by one, he recounted the murders. "I buried them myself," he said, his voice steady. Detectives felt sick but needed the truth. Bishop agreed to lead them to the graves. Bishop pointed at the dry earth. "Here." Officers dug, uncovering small bones and torn clothing. Silence fell as they realized the nightmare was real. Another site, another grave. Bishop guided them without hesitation. He seemed almost proud, reliving the horrors step by step. Police searched his home, uncovering horrifying evidence. Bloody tools, photographs of victims, and a hidden gun. Families wept as the truth came into the light. February 27th, 1984, the courtroom was packed. Bishop stood trial for multiple counts of murder and kidnapping. Parents of victims sat silently, clutching each other's hands. Parents cried out, some unable to stay in the room. Days turned into years as Bishop waited on death row. June 10th, 1988, his final day arrived. The prison was quiet, heavy with anticipation. Bishop declined a special last meal. Instead, he chose to read from the Book of Mormon. Guards prepared the chamber as families gathered nearby. Bishop wrote one last letter of apology. He addressed it to the grieving families of his victims. "I am sorry," he wrote, though the words felt hollow. The letter could not erase years of pain and loss. He was strapped tightly to the gurney. The room was filled with tense silence. Sodium pentothal flowed into his veins. His breathing slowed, his eyes heavy. Witnesses watched, some crying, some expressionless. 9 long minutes passed before a doctor spoke. Time of death, 12:15 a.m. Arthur Gary Bishop was gone at the age of 36. Outside the prison, reporters announced the end of an era. Families of the victims embraced, tears streaming down their faces. Justice had come, but healing would take a lifetime. The graves in Cedar Fort remained silent under the desert sun. A swing in the park creaked in the evening breeze. Empty shoes lay in a corner, never to be worn again. The city of Salt Lake tried to move forward, scarred forever. Parents held their children closer, fearful yet grateful. Bishop's name faded into history, but the pain endured. For the victims, childhood was stolen, lives cut short. For the families, memories were all that remained, and for the world, a reminder. Monsters often hide behind ordinary